So welcome back to my channel, Fun with Python classes. So today we'll discuss the topic functions. Okay, we'll discuss few points on functions and understand mainly its types. Okay, so first we'll discuss the definition of function, then we'll discuss the need of function, why we need function, and then we'll discuss the types of function. So let's get started. So first we'll discuss the definition. How do you define a function? Okay, so function is basically a subprogram or a part of a program which has certain set of instructions, and which is created to do a specific task. Thank you so much. So functions is basically a subprogram which has a set of instructions and which is being created to do a particular task. Okay, that is the definition for a function. Now next what we'll see, why we need a function. So let's understand the need of a function. So functions are very helpful in Python actually. So let's go ahead with the need of function. So what this function actually does, it reduces the complexity of the program. It reduces the complexity. It basically what it does, it reduces the line of code which as a result reduces the space complexity and the time complexity for a program. This we'll understand more when we'll go inside the types of the functions and on the examples. Okay, so let's go ahead with the types of the function. So in this video we'll be discussing the first type of the function, that is the built-in function, with few examples and how actually we use them in the first part of the video, and in the second part of the video we'll actually run the built-in function and see how it actually works. Okay, let's take the types of function. Types of functions are built-in function and user-defined function. So built-in functions are the functions which are already there in Python packages, which is inbuilt being given to us from the Python packages. We just have to call the function and run it. And user-defined functions are the functions which are created by programmer, for their requirements, or you can say for their convenience. Okay, for the requirements will be the best word actually. It's not on the convenience. According to the requirement, they created the function. So let's not go inside user-defined much, because in the next video we'll be covering user-defined functions in detail. So in this video we'll discuss on the built-in functions. So what we have understood, we have understood that built-in functions are the functions which are already there in Python packages. Okay, let's see certain examples. So first is the max, and since it's a function we have to give this. Okay, in Python we have already seen in the lectures. So max, then min, we'll see min, then we'll see sum, then we'll see length, and then let's see round, and then what else we can see. That's all I guess. Okay, let's see how actually we use them. Okay, now so let's do one thing. Let's call a list first. Any list one, suppose I'm calling, and we have seen in the previous lecture what is a list. List is a collection of variables or collection of values actually, and obviously we can have any sorts of values. So this is not homogeneous. We have seen in the lecture where we have discussed about the list, it's not homogeneous. So we can have integer, we can have float, or we can have strings also. Correct? So we can have anything in the list. Okay. Now since we are doing with the mathematical operations, so let's not go ahead with any sort of strings. because calculation of the maximum and all will be difficult. So let's take some values 10, 11, 3. Okay. Now if I am finding the max, so what will be the syntax? Max of list 1. Okay. So this will run, but obviously it won't show any output. Why? Because we haven't printed the syntax. Correct? So we need to print the syntax. So print max of list 1. It will give me the maximum from the list, which is 11. The output of this will be 11. Print min of list 1, which will give you the minimum from the list 1. That is 1. Okay, and similarly we can have for sum also. Just let's change here only. Sum of list 1. So it will just sum up the values in the list 1. So it will be 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 10, 13, 13 plus 11 will be 23, 24, 24 plus 3 will be 27. Okay, then length. Length will tell you how many values you have in the list. That is the length of the list. So if I take length of the list, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 will be the length of the list. Round is another function which is being used to round off a number. Suppose I have 7.2. So if I am writing round of 7.2, 7.8 let's take, so the round off will understand more. 7.8 it will give 8. Or if it is 7.2 it will give you 7 as the output. Okay. So this is all about built-in functions. What we'll do in the next part of the video is we'll just run the program in Google Colab and see how it actually looks like. Okay.